Welcome back to another video, guys. Just got through dropping off my son at daycare. If you guys will see my last video, I told you guys about the change of our routine. Right now we're at the in-laws, so I'm actually driving much longer to drop my son off at daycare because his school is usually where we used to stay, was like 5-6 minutes away. Now it's like damn near 30 minutes away, 24 minutes away, something like that. And after I do that, I have to now go to work. So it's been rough, but I'm not saying this for you guys to give me any pity, but just that's giving you guys a little bit of insight of why my routine in terms of consistency of posting videos and going to the gym has kind of been interrupted. And things like that happen in life. You know, you can start a routine, you can start something, and life does happen where it breaks your routine. Whether it's your work, sometimes things happen in your personal life where you may have to call off from work. You may get sick where you need to take a couple of days off, and things like that happen. I'm not sick. It's just, life, my routine has been interrupted by life's inevitable circumstances. So it's not that I don't want to go to the gym. It's just impossible right now because where we stay, and all the things that we've been doing. So I almost have to prioritize. And I think I deserve to myself to take a week off. It's been a week. It's not like I've gone a whole month without going to the gym. It's just 1 week. And I'll start something soon. I'll start doing something around the house once we get settled, once we move into our new place. Right now, all of our things are in storage. So once we officially close either Friday the 13th or Monday the 16th. When we officially close and get our keys, then we have to call the movers to move all our things out of the storage to the new house. So it's almost like we moved twice. We moved from our house, packed everything into storage. Now we need to pack everything from the storage to the new house that we're moving into. So that's the condition, that's the state that I'm in right now. But it's okay. Things have been going well at work too. I've been getting a lot of praise at work for my work, my professionalism and all that good stuff, and I can't complain about that. My coordinator is looking to go to another position, to get into a higher position, and he's asking me if I'll be able to take on his position. So that'll be a career boost for me if I enter his position as a coordinator. Right now I'm not a coordinator, I'm beneath him in terms of work status, work hierarchy. That'll definitely give me an increase in pay, which I definitely need, because this new house that we moved to, it's more expensive than the house that we were living in, and we needed more space. The house we were living in was one story, a little bit over 2,000 square footage, and I'm not, to each its own, but I have 3 kids. We have a lot of stuff. The arrangement of the house isn't what I prefer. So in life, you live once, so you almost have to kind of get into a comfortable space that you're willing to make sacrifices for. And the sacrifices that we're making for this new house is that it's just going to be a little bit more. But it's a bigger house, it's a nicer looking house, and I like it. I love it. When we first moved into the house that we were living in now, the house that we just moved out of, I was never really excited about it. I was more excited about owning a home or buying a home than I was at the aesthetics of the home. Let's say that, because around that COVID time, interest rates were very low. I think it was low as 2 point something. So we just jumped on it, right? We jumped on it and we just got something that we knew we can afford. We didn't push the envelope. And me and my wife, we just got something that, we knew we could pay for. The mortgage was relatively, manageable, low compared to a lot of other people's mortgages. And at that time, we didn't even know we were having a third child. My wife was pregnant with my son. My son, who is now 3, going on 4, he'll be 4 in January. We didn't know. And so when we got that house, it was originally a 3-bedroom. We converted the dining area to a room. So it converted the 3-bedroom to a 4-bedroom. And my wife just did that because she wanted more room. She didn't do that thinking that we were going to have another one. It wasn't until later we realized, like, whoa, she's pregnant. So it was like, okay, good thing that you did convert that room. Now that can be my son's room. So it was my wife and my room, which is the master's bedroom. My daughter's room, my oldest daughter, who's 10, she had her room, so that's 2 rooms. I have another daughter, or the second born. She has her own room, so that's 3 rooms. And then my son, that's 4 rooms. So we had 4 bedrooms, and we had an office. And you could convert that office to a bedroom if you wanted to as well. So it could be literally a 5-bedroom, but that's the house we lived in. But it was we didn't really like it. We wanted a gourmet kitchen when we first got the house, but we weren't able to get it because they said something about us losing our incentive or something like that. I don't know. We didn't know the jargon, but we were more experienced this second time around. We got a better realtor that was actually more on it. This realtor that we got, it was a female realtor. The realtor that we used at first was a male. This female realtor was really thorough. She wasn't perfect, but she was much better than the first realtor that we used. And she was able to explain things to us better. The process was harder this time. I will admit that. The process of buying my first home was easier. The process of buying this one was harder because all the dynamics, all the variables that were involved. We had to actually sell the house that we were in first, and then we have to buy the house that we want. And the timing of it had to work out perfectly. So the house that we bought was an inventory home. The inventory home had everything that we wanted in it. It looked perfect. There was nothing in the inventory home that we scratched our head at, like, why did they put this here? It was almost tailor-made for us. And when I say tailor-made, I really mean tailor-made. Like, everything in that house is perfect. So we had to actually make sure that we sold our house in time to close on the house that we want. So of course you have to put your earnest money down to hold the contract, and they can only hold the contract for X amount of days. And so we really needed to push our realtor to push our house, to put that house on the market, to have as many open houses as she could, to make sure that our house was being advertised in a way that would cause, potential buyers to want to buy the home. And what made it uncomfortable around that time is because we could be at home eating, and we'll get a call, we'll get a text message, or we'll get some kind of notification that, hey, you got a showing in the next hour, or you have a next showing in the next 30 minutes. Me and my wife and my kids will have to hurry up and clean the house, make it look presentable, grab all our kids and get out the house. So I was going through that. I didn't really mention that to you guys, but I was going through that for about a couple of months there. And that was really inconvenient, but I was able to accept the inconvenience because I knew that the bigger goal was to sell the house, so I was able to stomach it. It wasn't something that I was like, oh my God, why are we going through this? I knew why. So in life, when there's a why to your actions, it helps you go through what you're going through. Whether you're going to the gym, whether you're cutting out the foods that you prefer, and you're relying on more healthier choices that you may not like initially, but you will grow to like because your palate does change. Sometimes you have to rearrange the molecules of your cells, the neuroreceptors of your brain, to start to change. It changes as you change. So whenever you insert something new or introduce something new inside your body will have a shock factor. It'll be like, what the hell is this? Because your body, your taste buds, they're not used to that. But do know that the notion that healthier foods are nastier is a damn lie. The reason why people say that is because their bodies and their minds and their brains and their neuroreceptors, they're so accustomed to eating so much junk and toxic foods that are riddled with toxicity that to introduce something that's pleasant and nutritionally dense, the body rejects it, or the body has a distasteful response to it. But it's okay. It's a mind over matter. You have to will the body to bend to your will. You have to push the body to bend to you. You have to command. You are the command center of the over 50 trillion cells that are in your body. You have to train your cells to be accustomed to you. We do it every day. People who are dying of diseases, people who are who are at a dis-ease, who are far from equilibrium and far from homeostasis, those people have trained their cells and trained their body to accept poisons. So their body's like, what the hell with it? Let's just accept it. So it takes time to give yourself a dis-ease, just as much as it takes time to put yourself in a homeostatic or homeostasis or an equilibrium. So it takes the same amount of energy. So this idea that eating healthier is nastier is not true. If you continue to eat healthier, you'll start to enjoy the foods because your body starts to like it, you feel better, you look better, and you have more of a holistic, synergistic connection with the food that you're eating, because now you know that when you're eating this, it's making you look better, it's making you feel better, and you look good. Whereas when you're eating ultra processed foods, you may like the taste temporarily because you're getting the pleasure from it, but deep down you know that food is killing you. So you're not even having a holistic engagement with the toxic ultra processed foods that you're consuming. You're not even having a holistic engagement in that affair. It's almost like a man who's cheating on his wife. Yeah, you're cheating on your wife, but you can't really enjoy it because you're looking over your shoulder. You know you're in the wrong. But when you're in love with somebody and you're being faithful to your wife and you're making love to your wife, you don't have anything to hide. You go all out. That's a holistic engagement, be it sexually, be it passionately, or even if you guys are having an intimate conversation. When you're doing something in the pure, it's much better. You feel more whole. But when you're doing something just for the pleasure of it, but you know it's wrong, you're never going to be at peace. So people who are eating toxic foods, yes, you may feel good that you're munching on that burger or you're munching on those fries or you're eating those ultra processed foods that you're eating from, whether you're getting your foods from fast food joints or these restaurants that are giving you all this junk. You can feel the pleasure from the food, definitely, but deep down you know you're poisoning yourself. I would rather you take the alternative route, the route that says I'm going to eat healthy, and wow, I'm looking at my body, I see it changing. I'm losing weight, my skin's looking better, I have more energy. I want to do that again. And as you continue to do that, the food starts to taste good. It's mind over matter. So I say that, I only stretch to that analogy to let you know that we can train our bodies to accept things when we know the why. When we know that we want to get to a specific point in our lives and we have a goal, whether the goal is long-term or short-term, it allows us to endure. It allows us to be long-suffering in whatever we're going through. So this house, we've been trying to sell our house for like 3 years. We never liked the house that we were living in, but it was too early. At the time, it was not a buyer's market. House prices were jacked up, interest rates were out the roof. But as time passed on, 3-4 years later, we're here. We tried to sell the house before. We just were not successful. We kind of took it off the market and said, we'll wait. And now it was just the perfect time. And I told my wife, it's just a matter of time. When you want something bad enough and you continue to think on it, it happens. It's the law of attraction. It's the law of the universe. When you want something bad enough, it happens. It may not happen when you want it to happen, but it eventually does. Think about your life. There are many things that you really, really wanted desperately. They ended up happening. Now, you probably didn't appreciate it as much, but because it did not happen in the timetable that you configured in your mind. Like you may have wanted something in 2 weeks and it didn't happen, but it ended up happening in 2 years. So 2 years later, you get it. You're less appreciative of it because you're like, well, shit, I got it, but I didn't get it when I wanted it. So we usually do get what we want. If you're continually hell-bent on that desire, if that endeavor is something that you're really trying to get, you eventually will get it. You eventually will get it. So right now it's 7:02. I'm headed to work. I can't even call this morning workout talk because I'm not working out, but I don't feel bad. I thought I would feel bad because I'm not working out, but it's a little shock to me. But it's not so much of a shock because the way I'm eating is so good that I'm okay. I'm looking in the mirror, I'm looking more trim, I'm looking more chiseled. It's weird, like I'm more muscular, but I'm not even lifting weights right now. But I know that that's gonna plateau. I think right now my body is just, my muscles are resting, so they're getting a chance to grow because I rested, but I was consistently in the gym working my muscles. Not necessarily lifting weights, but when you're running, jumping, doing burpees, doing HIIT, you're working all parts of the body. Some parts more than others, but nevertheless, you're still working all parts of the body. So I think just giving my body a rest from that, my body is just responding, and it's responding to all the hard work that I've done. I'm not trying to be vain, but if I don't take those selfies to show my body, I don't do all that. I just reserve that for my wife. My wife can look at my body. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to be posting pictures. I don't have an Instagram. I don't have that crap. I don't do that. I'm not as much as I talk about working out, I'm not as shallow as you think I am. I'm really not. When I go to the gym, I'm covered up. I'm not the guy that's walking around without a shirt. I'm not the guy that's walking around with a muscle shirt. I'm really wearing a t-shirt to work out. And I'm not wearing tight-fitting clothes so you can see my muscular striations. I'm not doing that at all. I'm doing it for myself, for my own personal health. And I do also want to continue to be attractive to my wife. You know, I want her to realize, man, the man that I met, he's still keeping it up. And vice versa. That's what my wife works out with me. She understands, like, yeah, my husband is into working out and being in shape and looking good. I better make sure I look good. I don't want my husband going to the gym, visually seeing other women who are in the gym taking care of their bodies while I'm sitting my ass at home eating junk food, gaining weight. My wife is smart. She's not a dummy. Of course, she wants to work out for herself, but women, if you have a man that goes to the gym a lot, follow your man to the gym and work out with him. Because I'm telling you, if you leave your man alone to go to the gym by himself a lot, it's just a matter of time he's going to meet another woman in the gym that they have similar, because obviously they have similar likings. They're both in the gym. So right there, they have a connection. You never want to leave your man alone in the gym by himself, especially when there are other women in there working out. And if those women look attractive, no matter how faithful the man is, we have eyes. We know how to look at things that look beautiful. It doesn't mean we want it. It doesn't mean that we're gonna abandon our family and cheat on our wives. It doesn't mean that. But that doesn't absolve you from embracing beauty with your eyes. You don't all of a sudden become numb to beauty. Like, just because you're married and you're faithful to your spouse does not mean that if you see another beautiful woman that you don't see the beauty in that woman. It doesn't mean that you look at her and you're like, is she beautiful? Is she ugly? I can't see. Your sight, it's still there. Your sight still works. The same visual stimulation that you had before you met your wife that caused you to be attracted to your wife is going to be the same thing that's there. So as women, you keep your attraction up, keep your beauty up. All you have is your looks. Men is not much about looks. It's about our confidence. It's about our financial security. It's about our ability to fortify resources for the family. Our ability to love our wives and be soft with our wives, but be a monster out in the workforce. So you can be a lion, you can be a ravenous beast in the streets, working hard for your family. When you come home, you want to be gentle. That's what women look for. Looks, I'm not telling you that you can look like a monster and a woman will love you, but as men, we're not looks. Like, we're not putting on makeup, getting our hair done. We're not that. Just look like a man if you're a man and act like a man. Women, all you have is your looks. You have no, just go to the gym and you're going to be fine. So if your man is in the gym, be with your man in the gym. Or if you cannot make it to the gym with your man, make sure you go to the gym and let your man know that you're in the gym. Because there's nothing worse when I see men, even my next door neighbor who I was living next to, he was showing me signs of frustration because he was like, oh, you know, he was making a joke one day. He says, no, I need to be your agent. And I was like, my agent? I'm like, what do you mean? He said, I need to be your agent in case you go into body lifting, you know, body lifting. So I was like, oh, no, thank you, man. He's like, yeah, man, you've gotten more muscular. I said, oh, thank you. I said, me and my wife, you know, we get up, you know, around 3 a.m. and we go to the gym so we can have time to come back home, shower, and get the kids ready for school, and so we can make it to work on time. He was like, man, you know, I wish my wife would come with me. I bought her treadmill. She doesn't go. And, you know, I go to the gym. I work out in the garage, but, you know, she starts, but then she stops. She's not consistent. So he was kind of venting in his own subtle way, but I could see the frustration in the man's face because he's like, look, I'm trying to stay where I was when we met, and she's not. And I understand women are hormonal. There may be other underlying factors to why she doesn't like to go to the gym or why she doesn't want to go. But whatever it is, women, you got to get over it. We're not saying go as hard as us, but do something. Move. Coming home and stuffing your mouth with junk and ice cream because you're emotional, because you're an emotional eater, and just sitting there watching your shows, your reality shows, and just getting that stuff is not pleasant to a man. I'm going to tell you that firsthand. It's not. And if I'm wrong, then write a comment. Tell me I'm wrong. Men, am I wrong? If you have a girl and that's assuming that you guys go to the gym, but if you're a person that takes care of your body and takes care of your health, wouldn't you want your woman to do the same? Wouldn't that be something that you would desire to be reciprocated by the person that you're with, or else if she's not doing it, some other girl will, and then that other girl that's doing it will become more attractive to you because she's falling in line within the things that you think that are important. You know, it's quite simple. So that's just my little tidbit that I wanted to share with you guys today. 20 minutes in, I don't want to go over that. So again, thank you guys for listening to me. I'm finally getting into a routine somewhat, though it's changed. So I was able to post yesterday. I'm posting again today. On Rumble, for some reason, it's taking forever to upload. It keeps saying process, and I'm like, damn, it's been processing over a day. What's going on? So on my Rumble channel, you may see 2 videos pop up. You'll see the one that I did yesterday, and you'll see the one that I'm doing right now. I have the same blue jacket on, so it's gonna seem like it's the same video, but it's not. And I'll have a different thumbnail, so you'll be able to make the distinction between yesterday's video and today's video. If you're on YouTube watching me, you're already gonna, yesterday's video is already posted, and what you're gonna be seeing is today's video. Today is Thursday, the 12th, December 12th, 7:09 a.m. Headed to work. All right. I love you guys, man. Continue to just work at something, improve yourselves every day. Working on yourself to be at your higher selves. It's not about worshiping any entity. If anything, you need to worship and take care of yourself. When I say worship, I don't mean like praying to yourself. That's not what I mean. We have to remove our mental, our verbal paradigm, our verbal vernacular, the verbiage that we use in terms of when we think about worship and religion. We need to switch it. There needs to be a seismic shift. When I say worship yourself, I don't mean pray to yourself. I mean do things that are going to accentuate yourself. Do things that are going to make you healthier. Do things that are going to make you be a better thinker. Do things that are going to make you better physically. Do things that are going to elevate your mind and help you evolve into a better person. If you're struggling with anything, whether it's porn addiction, alcohol addiction, you can overcome it yourself. You don't need to go to a specialist. It's mind over matter. You have the will to. You have to train those 50 trillion cells in your body to conform to what you want. I say 50 trillion because all those cells work individually, but they're only going to listen to one person. You is what you want. If you want it enough, if you think, if you're desperate enough to want to change whatever that you're going through in your life, you can, but you have to come to that desperate point. And if you're not desperate enough, you're not going to be able to do it. You're going to kind of haphazardly rely on so-called experts to help you. And what those experts are really going to do is just take your money, because that's what they want. They're going to keep you dependent upon them so you can continue to come back to try to resolve your issues. But I tell you, you have the power to resolve your own issues. So again, I love you guys. Take care of yourself, worship yourself, and don't worship anything outside of you, because everything that you need was endowed to you by your creator or by your creators, whatever story you want to believe. I know the Bible says, let us create man in our image. So us had to be a group of entities that created us. Whatever they put inside us was sufficient enough for us to self-regulate ourselves and to do things for ourselves. Okay. I love you guys. Take care of yourself. And remember, your health is your wealth. All right. Peace.